The more familiar something becomes, the less respect we have for it. That's why people take their partner for granted. That's why they stop honoring their mentors. And that's why they stop appreciating the blessings they once prayed for. The problem isn't the thing, it is your mind. This is the law of familiarity. Welcome back to Accurate Knowledge with Wale Olaleye, the channel where we expose the truth no one is telling you. This is episode 4 of the series, The Hidden Psychological Laws That Control Your Life. And today, we tackle a silent killer of gratitude, love, and growth. It is the law of familiarity. It is the reason why people get bored of good things, disrespect stable relationship, and stop being thankful for blessing they once prayed for. The law of familiarity says the more you experience something consistently, whether it's a person, place, or privilege, the less special it feels. Simply because your mind stopped appreciating things it no longer sees as new. Imagine waking up every day to the scent of fresh roses. At first, it is magical, but over time, you stop noticing the scent of the roses. It's not because that the roses has lost its scent, but because your mind stopped paying attention to it. That's the law of familiarity. The tendency to undervalue what is consistently present, not because it's less valuable, but because it's no longer new. The law of familiarity is rooted in your brain's natural need for efficiency. Psychologists call it habituation. Your mind filters out what is no longer seen as new so that it can focus on what is new and what is threatening. That's the reason why you were excited about that relationship at first. You couldn't sleep without hearing their voices. You would text them in the night and early in the morning. You even call them consistently. And you can't sleep without even say, I love you. When you offend them, you quickly apologize. And when they offend you, you overlook it and you quickly forgive them. Remember also, when you dream of you living in your own apartment, driving that car, owning that phone, and having that property, you were excited about them at first after you achieved them. But later, you started to show less appreciation for them and you didn't value them any longer. Even your children, you used to pray for them before you have them, and you told everyone how blessed you are for having them. But now, the same miracle has turned to become a burden, not because they changed, but because you did. And in terms of your faith and spirituality, you once cried and prayed for peace of mind, for your wife, for husband, and provisions. And immediately that prayers were answered. You were excited and you called everybody to celebrate with you. But over time, that answered prayer has become a burden for you, even a curse. And what you used to call divine miracle is now ordinary to you. Even your job, you used to thank the goodness for getting it. You used to rush out with passion. But now, you take it for granted, dread Mondays, and count down to Friday. And when it's Friday, you say, thank God it's Friday, because you hate your job. The problem this law of familiarity poses is that it makes us ignore the valuable and the most important things in our life. And remember, whatever we ignore, we end up losing. But there is hope. You can actually protect yourself from this law of familiarity and even use it to your advantage by following these 4 strategies. 1. Practice daily gratitude. Every day, list 3 things in your life that once were only dreams. Say them out loud, write them down, and remind your mind about what your mind has forgotten. 2. Create freshness moment. Intentionally pause and observe the people you love. Take a walk with your partner. Sit down with your children and really look at them. Reintroduce wonder and celebrate small details like it's the first time. 3. Schedule appreciation. Just like we schedule work and meetings. Schedule a moment of meaning each week. It might be a dinner, a note, or a thank you message. This will keep your attention on what is truly matters. And 4. Reflect what life could have been like without all that you have. Ask yourself, what if I love this child, this job, this husband, this wife, or peace of mind or this provision. This is not meant to scare you, but it's meant for you to sober up and appreciate all that you have in your life. Familiarity can be cured by perspective. For this reason, you can reverse engineer this law and use it to your advantage. Here is the logic. If familiarity leads to taking things for granted, then unfamiliarity leads to appreciation. So in your marriage, add surprises and mystery, change routine, do something new together. That will reset the brain's reward system. And in terms of your goal, look at old journals or your old pictures. It might be 10 years back or 20 years ago, the picture you took 20 or 10 years ago, and compare it to where you are today and see how far you have gone. That will motivate you to appreciate what you have. Also, you can use this law of familiarity strategically. For example, when you want to normalize something, maybe success, confidence, or discipline, make them familiar because repetition builds habits and the brain resists change, but it loves consistency. So when you familiarize yourself with an habit that you want to develop, your brain will adjust itself to it and you can be able to master it. Familiarity is not the enemy, it's the reminder. A reminder to pay attention, to wake up, to notice the beauty that didn't leave but faded into the background. The law of familiarity is the reason why good things collapse, not because they weren't good, but because someone stopped noticing them as good. So don't let your blessing become invisible, and don't let what you once prayed for become curse or becomes what you complain about today. And don't lose what you love just because your brain got familiar to it. And always remind yourself that familiar doesn't mean less valuable. What did this video make you realize? Drop it in the comments, and if something click, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who needs a wake-up call. Like this video and subscribe and stay tuned because we are just getting started. This is Accurate Knowledge with Wale Olaleye, where truth meets transformation. And remember, accurate knowledge is powerful, but only if you act on it. Bye.